Oh, well, about the Senza Meyiwa trial, as it resumed today, the 21st of July, 2025, there was a lot of drama. But I want us to talk about this. Why do you think, why? Why do you think the the correctional facility or the authorities thereon decides to issue inhumane summons? Now, that's my interest. Basically, it's not what was happening in court, but it's the decision of the people behind that and the reaction from Advocate Baloyi avoiding some of those things. So I was sitting here, I was wondering, I was talking to somebody that, you know what is happening on the Senzo Meyiwa trial is very, very interesting. I mean, a person escaped in one prison, and all prisoners are now suffering as a result of one person who escaped somewhere in Limpopo, Tzanini, or whatever. As a result of that, in Joburg and all over the country, people are suffering that they had to work with chains, the chains that now they don't put anything to prevent these chains from harming the inmate. First of all, if the inmate are harmed by that, it's still a violation of their constitutional right. We know, as a matter of fact, that if these prisoners are not provided with anything that is considered basic human needs, such as water, food, accommodation, and all the stuff, we know that people can get arrested for that. So, how much more if you are injuring them? Yet, there is an instruction to injure their bodies through these chains when they are being brought to court. So, I want to ask you a question. Do you think that the intention was really about that, or maybe they wanted to distract the case so that they can have time to deal with, they were trying to buy time so they can deal with the father of Uzungu, Absalom Zungu? Don't you think the intention was to buy time by getting more postponement so they can have time to deal with that one? Now we'll talk more about that, because look, there are things, even how the decision was now turned and all the stuff. I mean, there are things that doesn't make sense. Really, to me, there are things there that doesn't make sense and they will never make sense. Number one, you wake up and then you say, because there was an accident in Limpopo, I'm going to close all the roads in the country because there was an accident in Limpopo. Does it make sense? To me, it doesn't make sense. But hold on, guys, I want to say thank you. We are already on 100,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I am actually thinking that I will maybe sell perfumes to you guys so that I can raise that money, and I want to have a trip abroad because I've been experiencing and I've been facing a lot of death threats. So I just wanted to get some bit of a fresh air, have an international trip. My countries are Dubai, France, Paris, United States, and UK. So I was checking tickets yesterday, and they were ranging around 11,000 to 13, 14, the cheapest. So I was like, what if I raise cash, sell perfumes to you, and then we raise that money, and then I get some fresh air, I'll come back. You'll tell me in the comment section below. Lastly, on this matter, guys, there are people who are downloading my content on my channel and then go and uploaded them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I did not consent to that, at least if they were maybe taking 30 seconds. So I'm asking you guys, if you come across my content in any of these platforms, can you kindly guys help me report these people? We need to get those accounts deactivated. I've never consented to what they are doing. Thank you very much for that assistance. Now let's go back to this one. Now, Absalom Zungu did what he did, the father of Zungu the liar. So we know that these people will have to respond. So when you're looking at what was happening in court today, you kind of get a sense that how best can I say describe this? You kind of get a sense that these people, they wanted to delay because there's no reason for what was happening today. So there is this then suspicions that they wanted to buy time, because if you start a new application, you apply, it will take time before you get a response from the inspector. What is it? Inspector General, who's a retired judge. It will get some time before all of that is concluded, and by the time that is concluded, probably they would have found a way of dealing with Absalom Zungu. Now, you will remember that Abaprakatia Keninda and his team, they are constantly investigating. They are constantly doing things we know by the evidence that has been brought to court. So that is basically could be the reason, because they want to target that. Be careful of that. Tell me your thought and your opinion about that, to say, do you think it is far-fetched from that? That's suspicions number one. And then I was told, William was saying to me, maybe they were distracted by the fact that when they heard that this matter was going to be taken to Judge Cameron, it would have taken them a process. And Rata says, I'm taking them to the higher authority. I want that application to be made directly. And then Baloyi says, nope, let's find a way of solving that. But even how Baloyi addressed it then, he says that after two, we have resolved that look, we will continue with the old norm. There will be the chains of ions on their legs, but we will put the protective methods, right? No problem. But it doesn't specify that decision, is it for today or what? Until the defense had to say, no, we want a proper clarity. Until then, he says, no, until the end of the trial. We will continue with that method until the end of the trial. Again, when I was listening to that, I was like, this leaves a loophole until the defense raise it up. And officially, I'm glad that the defense raised it up. So, why do you think they did this? Why? According to you, why? All of this delay. Why? Why all of a sudden we now have to experience this delay? It was very unnecessary. Like, honestly, because one of the questions that was raised by Advocate Numalo was that we've been doing this. Why now? We've been doing all of this. Why now? Why all of a sudden we need to do things differently? This accused now they need to be handcuffed. Why all of a sudden? And he also asked a very important question to say, but let's look at this. There are more than 15 police officers in this court. Why do you think that these people will escape when there is so much police visibility around them? And by the way, may I add, not just police, not just correctional members, they are heavily armed. So why do you think these people will escape? It just doesn't make sense. There's nothing really that makes sense. There's really nothing that makes sense. For at least to me, there's nothing that makes sense. You probably know, or you probably have a different opinion, but I think the delay in today's proceedings have nothing to do really with what was happening in court, but have everything to do with what they wanted to do behind the scenes. So in other words, I agree with William's assertions that there's something that they wanted to do, but they wanted to buy time. They wanted to buy time by disturbing what was happening inside court. Tell me your thought and your opinion. Tell me, why will they do that? I just wish and hope that Absalom Zungu is safe, because he might be forced into submission. They might not decide now that, okay, we'll go for the extreme. Maybe he mysteriously die. It's possible, but they might not want to do that. But a lot of techniques and method to force him into submission so he can withdraw the current look thing, maybe he will come back and say, I was under duress, I'm sorry, I lied, and made an opposite affidavit. It is possible right now that he might be forced, because these police officers right now who are involved in this case, they don't want to have their careers going down. Look, they cannot see their careers fading on top of their eyes. They will do something. They will really do something. So be careful of that. Tell me your thought and your opinion about all of that. I will see you guys, man, on the next episode.